Howdy, howdy, howdy. Get this thing clipped in here. This thing. Let's see what's going on here. I've been getting the coffee ready, and I got it ready while I was. Then I started pinning comments, and I'm like, duh, not even live. Still raining. That was me. Amy, Maria, Anthony, William, Posiwi. Let's see, Scott, Gina, Pam, Darlene, Lucky Stone, Pam, I told you I have several drawings. Sherry Kramer, hello. I told you that I have drawings that I would be happy to donate as giveaways. I don't see the problem with that. Not any of the ones that I bought, but now what's going on here? Already the buttons, already. Okay, has me cut off for some reason. I guess that's my fault. It usually is user error, isn't it? Okay, let's try not to have to look at that fan, but whatever. Rob 93, you got it. This is the pre-party. Fortier's Fish. Brad, Mr. Fish, sir. I think they got me caught up again. Zero Cool Ninja 88. Welcome. I think I've seen you in before, and in fact, I think I'm subscribed to you, but Reels Tanks. Reels, I'm glad to see you. I'd asked about you a week or so ago, and nobody really knew. I think it was last Monday. It was Monday a week and a half ago on Big J's live stream, because I know you live there in the same town. So glad to see you. First things first, I've done a couple of little totally hectic live streams just before this, and I won't go into that at all. But some of you may know that who Bubbles is, and those that don't, I'm going to tell you. Lisa, KG Tropicals, and John. Lisa rescues cats, dogs, and fish, and probably other things. But she literally rescued a betta a couple years ago, I think now, that either had eyes that didn't see or had no eyes. At any rate, was a blind fish. And 6 months or so ago, they decided to do a t-shirt called Bubbles and some other t-shirts. So I had to have one of the Bubbles, since I love to rescue anything. And I have a blind fish that I feed every day, a big several. So that's my Bubbles t-shirt. But sadly, Bubbles passed away. I want to say last night or this morning, but I saw it on Instagram today, and really admire Lisa for making Bubbles' life a wonderful life, and a life that, most things that are born blind have no idea they're blind. I had a kitten like that, and I adopted her so that I'd make sure she was always taken care of. She lived to be 15, and she ran my house. I mean, I never move anything, so she knew where everything was. But anyway, yes, animals that, maybe have 3 legs or they're blind, they don't know, they don't have a reference, so I don't think they really know. So, yeah, hit that like, because you don't want to get Brad on you for that. Hey, PB Aquatics, great to see you in here. I want to see what's going on. My little thing's sliding down here. My little stand thing. There we go. I think I've got it tightened up now. Never ready. That's one of the old rules. It's old rule number 422. Always keep them guessing. Never get in a pattern. Never be prepared. Never do things twice the same. All that good stuff. Larry D's. Howdy, howdy. Rico Stan. Hey, Rick. So yeah, Lisa, much sympathy and empathy over the loss of Bubbles. And some of you know, just to get the elephant in the room out of the way, some of you, most of you know that I lost one of my dearly beloved dogs that I'd had for 16 years to stage 5 renal failure this week. And it was very unexpected. No one knew he was that sick. And I just took him back for a checkup and to confirm what I thought was diabetes. But it turns out the polydipsia, the excessive thirst, was end-stage renal disease, which is stage 5. So I had to make the hard decision to let him go Friday, totally unexpected. And so he's gone now, and I just have the 4 other dogs, just have 4. Daniel, the beagle, being the oldest, and then those 3 rotten chihuahuas. So we're making it okay. It's an adjustment for all of us, and thank all of you for your many. I was really surprised at the, I hate to sound like a cliche, but literally the outpouring of sympathy, empathy, and just, support. So thank you guys. And thank you, Maria. Appreciate that. Appreciate that much. And you know that I give my money that is super chatted or that I make. I think I'm due to make $96 this month so far from YouTube, but I donate that to the Ark, so I don't need anything. I don't need any more tanks or fish, so I do that with that. So thank you. Let's see. What else is going on? Janice. Hey, thank you, Janice. Yeah, we're moving on. One of the things I've done, just because I want to ramble a little more before I really talk about any kind of topic, is that my dogs always slept with me, and now not having 6 to sleep with me, that's a true story, and just having 3 small ones and one 35-pound one, we don't need a queen size bed, a great big bed. And I've long wanted to get rid of that bed. Literally had become a dog bed. When you sleep with 6 dogs, it becomes a dog bed. Here's a dog. There's Yazzie. Just hold on. I'll get you up here in a bit. Pam's eager to see you because she's only seen you 2 hours this evening so far on those streams. Yazzie's all right. He survived the nail trimming. So, Peter, welcome, Peter. Anyway, I have the last few days to use the sublimation, doing something, positive to get rid of those feelings of anger and depression and loss and just all kinds of things that I was feeling about losing that dog. Sublimated those feelings into something positive, which was getting that bed out of there and getting a new bed. So I just have a single bed now. I still have my Chihuahua steps. Yazzie slept with me last night, but the other 3 elected not to. They're not comfortable with it yet, so they slept on doggy beds in the floor. But yeah, just a single bed, no headboard. Loved it. Slept much better than I have in a while. No air mattress right now, so I'm going to try that out and see how that does with my back. I was pretty stiff when I woke up, but I'm thinking I'll adjust to that. So lots and lots more room in there. Lots of wall space, like for cameras and cameras. I'm looking at the camera, like for racks and tanks and so forth. So, yeah, Peter's over 500 now at Mobb Guppy, so his channel is kind of taken off now, and for good reason. So if you have not subscribed to Peter, I would recommend that. You're missing some great content there, and a great guy too. So see that we've got a 99-cent super sticker from Brad, Mr. Fish, And since I'm not on AOL, I can't see what it is, but if anyone can tell me what it is, that would be much appreciated. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Got a $2 super chat in memory of Winston from Sandy, from Amy. I was reading her channel from Sand Creek Aquatics 2. Sandy is my snake. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. It looks like Brandon is leaving. He says, have a great stream, Bob and all. Thank you for stopping in, Brandon, and congratulations on your recent 1K. Be looking to see what you do there if you monetize or what you're going to do there. So following you along. Sandy. Thank you, Sandy. I don't think I saw you or said hello to you, Sandy. Could just be senior issues, but not issues, but senior whatever. Select pet. Rob's giving him the flexing muscles, so John must be in here. Melvin, howdy. Don't think I said hello to you. I think that was in one of those live streams earlier. Yazzie, hang on. Yazzie's making hamburger out of my knee wanting up. Just looking to see who else. What else we got? What else is going on? Thank you, All In Tanks. I'm thinking that's Tiffany. I'm thinking that's Tiffany from the wording. But it could be Ozzy. Thank you, All In Tanks. Appreciate it very much. All right. What did the title of the stream say? I know, but I want to see if you guys know. Candy's in here, even though I blocked her. Pam might bear blocking too. Let me check that out. I know she's in here because I always get a warning. Everywhere I mod, she mods, and then 3 times that everywhere else. I'm back up to 29 places I mod now. So I got to go back and look at those, because if I can't be there part of the time and mod, that's too many. And my channel's not getting any smaller, thanks to you guys. Not complaining, but you know. I may need to look at that. I did once before and got it down to like 21, but great to see you too, Melvin. But yeah, it warns me every time I go into a stream that she is modding on also, and that's all of them, it seems like. But it tells me there's a person that I blocked that is modding here and can see what I say. So I've been warned every time, and as I was with this stream. So yeah, accidentally somebody dropped the F-bomb on Dan's stream, or directed at Dan, I think. Anyway, toward the end of his stream the last Wednesday, and one of the moderators, well, it was Candy, either hid the content or timed him out or something, but having had that situation with me and it not being handled as you're supposed to handle things according to guidelines, I wanted to go ahead and block the person, and Dan certainly expects us to block people like that. And that was probably Candy's next click. That's probably why I hit her. but I blocked them. I didn't block them, so I don't know if they got blocked or not. But I did get Candy blocked, so she's still blocked. She did send me an email. The only way I can reach her is via email, and so I reached out to her after a few days. Actually, I told her, and she said, "Oh no," and she didn't. So I said, "Okay, can you help me?" And she sent some instructions, but they don't match up with what she says doesn't match up. And I've tried to do it a couple of times, so I have to kind of behave when I get that warning about Candy. So My own fault. I actually timed her out one time too. It was actually the day, like a year or something, maybe longer ago during the day when I was just starting to do live streams and saying I'll try this out a couple of times and wanted to get a couple of moderators. And she was, if not the first, one of the first two or three, the very first stream I decided to go regular. But anyway, I timed her out. God. So, you know, you hit those. Pam, you might know something about hitting those wrong buttons. All right, here's Dan's fish. Back to getting my elbows and armpits, but I'll be listening in the background. Dan, you must have heard me mentioning that incident in your stream, and it's how I ended up blocking Candy. So I'm still working on unblocking her. And my mailbox is lonely for you, Dan. My mailbox is lonely for you, Dan. Dan knows what that means. Knows what that means. All right, let's see. I'm delighted in telling the story. Yep. I mean, who else would have the nerve to time Candy out and then come back in the year and block her? I mean, who else is that stupid, I guess I should say. Or that careless or whatever. So Bob blocked Candy and has excuses. Well, they're more reason. I can forward you her email and you walk through it and see that it does not what it says to do, the flow on there. It's the second step that doesn't work. Pippa, because I'm not blocked, you blocked me personally. Not that you can see this message from Candy. Oh, Keller's Aquatics, because I am not blocked on your channel, you blocked me personally. Not that you can see this message from Candy. I blocked her personally. So that's why those directions don't work. That even confuses me even more. Jesus. So I didn't block you from Dan's stream. I blocked you personally, which makes sense. God forbid. I don't want Dan on my back for that. Because we need you there. Well, I don't know. It must be a different workflow for the personal then, but I'll continue to try and go back and try again. Peter's lurking. Cookies require baby brine shrimp. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I think my new little platinum tiger endlers, I've not been as excited about a fish as I am those guys in a long, long time. So they're definitely a project. And I did get them out of the pickle jar, the 2-quart, which is half gallon, if measurements have stayed the same since grammar school. It's a half gallon Clausen pickle jar because I didn't have anything to put them in. That was the biggest clean thing I had. So I've since upgraded the 3 males and 1 female because they only had males, but I spied a female with them that came in with them and got it. So I've got those 4 little, gods are going to get me for that. Y'all are having too much fun with this. Anyway, I think the little female is starting to drop fry. They're in a 2.5 gallon bowl. Like you see the big goldfish bowls, the round one, not the flat on each side one. And as some of you might have noticed, some of us hide our tanks in our vehicle, some of us in our garage, right, Maria? I still have some 10-gallon tanks in my back seat I need to get out because I'm hoping to pick up some more 10 gallons. And on that note, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. I mean, that 5-shelf rack sitting over there to be assembled. Hey, Brandon, Maple Street Aquatics. I know, right, Maria? at Ketter's Aquatics. Another message. Uh-oh. Sorry, Brian. Candy overhauls. I'm not blocked on Dan's, just from you. Yep. I will figure out how to unblock me since that is the case. Oh. Candy, if you block Candy, she can get around it. No, she's just going to figure out how to try and help me figure it out. Well, we're making progress, Candy. Have James come over to help with the situation. Fish room fever, yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. There's a section in the YouTube settings that shows block people. You should be able to unblock from there. Well, that's the direction that Candy sent me, but I can't get there from the directions. So that would not unblock her, I don't think. If you have a tutorial, I mean, like you would give a preschooler, that would be real helpful for me. Honestly, tech is not my shocker. Tech is not my forte. Where is he? All I know is I'm a newbie and I never blocked Candy. Let me time Maria out. Let me time her out. See how big she laughs then. No, I wouldn't do that to you, Maria. Keep it up and I might, but y'all are having way too much fun. I know, and I know the payback is hell. So she'll get me. Yeah, what John said is true. I've tried doing it on the desktop and my phone both. I figured it. Yazzie, come here. Yazzie. Oh, okay. You can go back. He was up in his chair. He's fine. Anyway, did you guys notice the title of the stream? Because I was asking for a reason. Candy thought he could tap on your name and unblock. See, I can't see Candy's name. Therein lies the issue. Unless it told me at the start of the stream, every stream I go in, that she's a mod, and it's every one and more. Some that I'm not modding in, of course. She mods everywhere, almost. It tells me before I go in that, and I first noticed it with Pam the other night right after Dan, and I was thinking it was somebody in the stream, and so I'm talking behind the scenes with Pam, and then I figured out it was Candy, and I'm like, oh my God, because I couldn't see Candy, and people kept saying Candy this, Candy that in there, so I told Pam. So she promised not to tell, and she didn't that night, but she shouted it out tonight. It's okay, Pam, that payback. Maria Z did notice it. It's moments of melancholia. People call it melancholy, but it's Melancholia. Fintastic Freaks. Howdy, howdy. Welcome. Yeah, that's actually the back of that tank. Thank you. That's one of the titles is on the side, and the other one is right behind it on the end. They're very tight to fit on the end, so. But yeah, that's the back of it, and it always looks better than the front. It's funny how that shows you that there's no purposeful design there to it. All plastic plants, of course. I do throw in handfuls of duckweed and the severums and the geophagus. Love that stuff. So I'll come back to that title thing. Hey, Jason, Total Tropicals TV. I'll come back to that. But two topics going at once. It's like Rose on the Golden Girls. One time Dorothy said, Rose, you need help. You've got 3 stories going. And Rose said, and I'm loving it and I want to try to do it. So I'm going to try to do 2 stories and come back to the other one. Speaking of duckweed, I was skimming some out of one of the the newer rainbow tanks because some of those rainbows actually love the plants as well as the duckweed. Forget which one it is. But out of another tank that has rippling, you've seen duckweed so thick that it ripples. I scooped out maybe half of it, and I started to put it in with the severums in this tank back here, and I thought that could have fry in it. So I put it in another, some kind of container, a big bowl or something. But now I'm like, well, so how do I find the fry and all that? Anybody have any suggestions? Should I shock them, fry them? How do I get them to come out of the duckweed? Uh-oh, Candy's saying something else. It's all right, Candy. It's all right. No problem. All those rainbows are old enough to breed. Get going. Yeah, I know they are. Well, I've still got that big ball of moss in with the goldie eyes, but I lost, I think, 3 of my goldie eyes. The water, I can barely keep up with it. So finally, it has affected those rainbow tanks, and it affected the goldie eye, and I'll have to walk in there, the ones right beside them. Um, and what I also found out is that the strips that I'm using, I might use one container, and it tells me that my nitrates are 200. I never had my nitrate. I mean, that would be like 4 fish floating dead for a week or something, but I've never had a nitrate over 80 ever that I've ever measured. And then I bring that down to 40 as quick as I can. It happens. But one said that I had nitrate of 40, and the other strip, same brand, different vial, container, said that it was 200. So, what the hell, you know? Yep, I lost some, but I'm hoping that they spawned, so I've left that in there. The other two, the male's looking pretty good, but the female, not so much. You know, and all those tanks connect. So I do want to, got lots of Java ferns, so I do want to continue to throw it in and pull it out. And I hope to get this rack set up at some point and get 9 or 12. I'm not sure if I want to go that tall up, but at least 9, 10-gallon tanks on it, and use them for rainbows somewhat. And also I have killies to grow out too. Thank you, Sandy. That's the ARC's GoFundMe. And I actually reposted that link yesterday with the announcement that we've started our annual Tree of Hope. And I think this is, I don't know, like the 12th year or something. We used to let Petco use our name at the cash register. I think now it just says, do you want to help support homeless animals? And I always click no because I donate enough, too much, I'm told. But anyway, by my family sometimes. But anyway, I don't click that. But we used to have our name with like a couple of other rescue groups in the area. And then when we became a shelter, I found out from a friend that worked there, that was one of the leaders or something, that they had got like 5,000 in donations, and they were splitting. Corporate keeps like 40% of that. So then if the numbers add up, then the other 3 groups got like 1,000 each. But they were donating because it was the ARC, and we had the long history of over 10 years then, and the reputation and all that. So we decided it would be better to pull away, and it has been, especially having our own facility, which, if you saw earlier, it's an old house built in 1900, and we bleached the heck out of it. But it's clean, you know. It's in the historical district, so we have to keep it looking historical. But we do. Last year we had a goal of 5,000. But we weren't in the midst of all this COVID stuff and people out of work and all that. So this year I cut it in half to 2,500, which would be the minimum we would want to try to get by with. Our vet bill right now is 1,100, I think, and that's for the month so far. That's for the month. But you know, I had the puppies in for vaccinations again the other day, so it doesn't take long. It stacks up. But anyway, the Tree of Hope thing is going, and we usually start that right after Thanksgiving. But we just feel like with the climate of donations right now, um, it's, the sooner we get our name in the pot, the better. Now we have some long-standing donors that every year they're going to donate, and I even know how much they're going to donate. It's not written in stone, but I just know. I know how much I donate, and I kind of stick to that. So with other things that I support as well. But anyway, so that link, having talked for 10 minutes, and back to where that link is, the Art GoFundMe. It's also now, we still need, we figured up last night at our board meeting, to break even if the puppies have no other issues come up, and to get all their vetting done and get them spayed and neutered. We still need $720 on their fundraiser. And then we've started our Tree of Hope, which those are competing with each other. Obviously, we have to pay the puppies' bill first. So, money, money, money. Have to have it, don't we? Chattanooga Ed in here. Must be. Yep. Howdy, Ed. Just got home from Hickson. I saw the picture you sent me. I had asked Rob last time I was in, maybe, if he couldn't get the Galaxy Koi Plakat Bettas. And I thought he had said that they wouldn't be the same quality, or he wasn't sure they could be, and he was going to check on it. So he had Ed send me a picture of one that he got in, and it looks a lot like the last little male I got there. I sure would like to spawn those, because those are my favorites. So Peter's given a bunch of thumbs up. So I'll have to go check that female out. Today's Thursday. Tentatively, I was going tomorrow to Nashville to meet up with Ginger and Tiffany White and Ginger Graves. And I think they're kind of waiting on me to push the button on that. Hey, Blackbirds. But if I end up not going, I could also go Saturday. I was thinking about Ginger's days off and Tiffany's schedule. I could also go Saturday. I think it worked out fine with them. But I have the Ark Saturday night, and we have, I think, 9 dogs there to walk now. Got 2 new ones in today. So it's not a lot, but when you're me, it can be tiring, and so I don't want to have driven half the day and then have that. So plus I want to make sure I can get there on time and all that, back to the puppies. Banoski, howdy. All right, so now the other plate I was juggling, the title, because I can see that you're all holding your breath. It said Moments of Melancholia, and there's a movie that's part of a very famous quote from, and I can tell you before you start Googling, anyone that would be that bored, it's not the 2014 movie Melancholia. It's not, which I have not seen, but I've seen snippets of, just from verifying my quote today. But it is a famous quote from another famous movie. And some of you of a certain age, or being movie buffs, or fans of stars gone by, performers, actors. You're not supposed to say actresses anymore, I think. They're all actors. Probably will know what it is. Freaks. Oh gosh. Well, I thought Fintastic Freaks said something, but maybe that's what Ed is guessing, is that there is a movie called Freaks that was made about circus people that were disabled, deformed and stuff. But it was fine to do that back then, and it was fine to have people like that in the circus. Sometimes it was their only livelihood. You know, we didn't have disability and Social Security back in the 40s, I guess, maybe 50s. It's hard to fathom, but we didn't. So people just did what they could do, you know, or they didn't do, you know. Well, Ed, I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I don't see anything that Fantastic Freaks said. So I'm kind of scratching my head on that one. Hmm. Don't know. Don't know. If you did it in Dan's, Scott's saying if I blocked Candy and Dan's fish stream, you maybe fix it over there, or maybe Dan can fix it. I think based on what Candy's saying is that I didn't block her from Dan's stream. I just blocked her personally. So I don't know if that would be. Oh, Freaks was made in 1932. Yeah. Yeah, that movie was so bad. And I won't do a spoiler thing, but the Freaks had their day. So in the movie, I think it was pretty accurate from what I know as to how things really were then. So, and some of the people that were the Freaks actually got other acting jobs and stuff out of it. And a lot of people that did that because they couldn't do anything else had comfortable livings, you know, being in a circus. But how sad it must be to, you know, I would hate to, you know, go around showing my swollen feet and complaining about my neck and like I do normally for money. I would hate to be in that position and couldn't do anything else. Congratulating Ed for beating, oh, in fantasy football this past week. He kicked for rear. Ed's pretty good in that fantasy football. I just couldn't see where you'd said anything. I probably didn't go back up far enough. So I just wanted to be sure I knew what was afoot there. So nobody knows what that quote is from. It is a movie, I'll tell you that. If she gives me a super chat, might be able to see her. She probably dropped the poop on me for 99 cents. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. It goes to Sylvester and Ladybug. Yeah, the chances that two cats in a small shelter like that would have the same autoimmune or develop the same autoimmune condition, or the odds of that are just unbelievable. I think it's like 1 in 1,000 or even more than that cats that develop that. Um, it's not rare, but it's not common. So for her to come down with it, their lesions that they can develop overnight are very different. Virginia, that was there tonight, was asking me, I mean, how it was diagnosed, since their lesions look very different. And I told her I would have to look, like Google whatever it's called, the scientific name for their condition. I have to Google that. It's on their vet papers. And you know, click on the tab that says treatment, diagnosis, you know, all the choices it gives you when you look up something. So, but I'm sure it's just the clinical presentation, not so much what the lesions look like, but just that they develop lesions. Um, I mean, it literally happens overnight or during the day. We'd be there in the morning, and then by noon, the cat will have open, large sores on it. And it's not from them biting themselves, it's just from being allergic all of a sudden to themselves. So they're both on anti-rejection medicines. That's a part of that big deal. And Sylvester's weaned down to half dose every other day. Every now and then he'll have a breakthrough, and that's where having standing orders from your doctor, from your vet come in, so I can just on my own invoke those standing orders, which are verbal orders. I want to get Dr. Lane and wrestle him down sometime and get him to sign all the standing orders I use, just so we have a record of that. So if somebody else had to do that, they'd have them in black and white. But yeah, I can put him back up. He's getting a 4-pound dose, and he's an 8-pound cat. It's based on weight, and it should be daily, but we've weaned him to 4-pound cat every other day. So if he develops a lesion, I go ahead and put him back on every day. And so far that's taken care of it, and the lesions go away. But if they didn't or worsened, we would put him on 8 pounds, which is his actual dose every day. But with Ladybug, with her lesions coming back today after steroid, see, she's just in the process of, or has been diagnosed, so we're just trying to get the lesions stopped to break the cycle. So every time her steroid shot wears off every 2 weeks, she gets new lesions, even though she's on the, it's called CellCept for people, and all of the old transplant, kidney transplant patients used to take that, and a lot of them do because it works really well for suppressing the immune system of people that have kidney transplants. So they have, depressed immune systems anyway through taking their medication, cats. So she's on maximum dose. She's on, I think she's 11 or 12 pounds. She's a big old girl, Ladybug. And she takes it daily. So I have no wriggle room. I made sure last time in looking at a care plan for her that we couldn't go up on it as a standing order, and the vet told me absolutely not. She's maximum dose. So that leaves me with, okay, she's done this again, what can I do? So rather than stress her out, I asked if I could give it, which was fine. Anybody can give their pet, usually if you know your vet, insulin or a shot. Narcotics, they might frown on that. Definitely rabies. You don't even want to go there with the state. Not in Tennessee. The vet has to give them. So Virginia and I gave her shot tonight, and she did really well for us. It was a lot less stressful for everybody involved. In case you missed those 2 live streams. Gina French. It says Gina French, new member. Welcome, Gina. Gina's like, where are you going to get entertainment like this? It's sad, but it's entertaining. Anytime you guys have any fish-related questions, please ask me. Or if you just want to see some fish, let me know. She's got catitude. Yeah, Maria Z. Ladybug, I bottle fed her. But I have 3 cats, and 2, she loves her some Soot, the old black cat that's there that you never see. We've just made him a member of the art now. He's like our mascot. He's too old. So if Soot disappeared or passed, then I would probably adopt her. And have 4 cats again, but I need another cat, huh? But yeah, I think she would do better here than there, but Bob lets me pet the cats. Oh, Sylvester wants to go home with Ed. He's still watching for you, Ed. He knows Yazzie, so he was cute. He was at the door when I was live streaming, looking out the cat room door. Yazzie and Coco ran right in there. They're a little couple, and they see each other every couple of weeks. Yazzie heard his name. He did. Ooh, what you eating, Larry? A pisto fry. Maria, we can look at those. I see that Lisa KG Tropicals just liked my comment on her Instagram about losing bubbles. Yeah, Ladybug does look a lot like Nico. All right, guys, per usual, I have no clue, not an inkling what time it is. But Let's get this off of me. Watch out. Here go the buttons. Here go the buttons. All right, settings, camera, front camera, to back camera. Done. Allow. Ta-da. The parakeet's fussing. I hope one of the cats hasn't gone in there during Yazzie's absence, but I doubt it. Phew, gosh. Just getting going here for a minute. This room has quickly filled up with tanks. Quickly. There's still the remains of these 2 months of what was on my entertainment center. I think I'm going to set it out at the street. It all works fine, but nobody wants it. Finishing my coffee. Oh, I kind of don't think I finished up on these severums here that had spawned. Well, I said if they made it 2 days, the eggs, which were over on the intake filter over there that's fallen off of that other, hang on back, they were gone the second day. They were all gone. But, oh, I started to say they're showing a lot of attention to this wood. And when I was kind of putting some things back in place today before doing the stream, I noticed them paying a lot of attention, but they have since spawned yet again. And with these guys, I swear it's not about the spawn, it's about the interaction of them. They are devoted to each other. She's getting really beat up from having one after another spawn. And she is older than him. So maybe I could pull them out and put them in one of those tins and put a, but what would I do with, oh my God, I can't even begin to see them from here with 300 severums. What would we do with them? Guess I could trade them in or something. And they appear to be fertile. Yep. They may still be spawning too. I was going to put that back on, the hang on back there, and it's got a giraffe cat in it that's not stuck, and the giraffe cat wasn't happy with me picking it up, so I left it. Maria, your room is still available. I said I had an empty bedroom. It's the third bedroom. You know, it's just a little ranch style house, and you know, this is like what they call a great room, and the dining room are kind of together, divided by the picket fence or whatever. And then on that end, it just goes to a little guest bathroom. Well, it's a full bathroom in the middle, and then a bedroom over there and a bedroom over there. So I have not 14 minutes left. Thank you, Maria. Let's try to see a couple of fish. Still haven't put the cover I cleaned back on there, but there's Tibby and Dharma getting along. And this may buffer. You'll notice right away that there aren't 6 big Godiata kai there. I see one of the males there coming over. Howdy, look a lot better. Their slime cuts were all messed up and everything. Hey Amber, welcome. Just gonna look at some fish. We've talked about everything but fish. These guys, the Melancholia, I try to make that word hard and it's not. Melancholia Kaunga, which is a collection point, I believe. I need to get rid of some of this wisteria, but you know, it's probably got baby rainbows in it. This is the tank that I took. There's a heater laying up there. I've got to add to one of these tanks. That's the tank I pulled all the duckweed out of. See the big gap there? It was like this. So those are the Glossolepsis pseudoincisus, aka Millennium, and Tammy Rivers, their collection point, I guess. And these were hobbyist bred, I believe Dan said, and they're doing fine. They think I'm going to feed them, and I am soon. Everybody else is doing fine. It's just those two tanks up there. Trifasciatas. I'm thinking about trying to spawn those, but I mean, they're fine. But you can't see down in there. I've got to. But you know what I'm saying, guys? How would you, Amber, you may know that. Anybody may know that. How would you scoop out a whole bunch of duckweed and then find fry in it? Like rainbow or killie, any kind of tiny fry. These guys were all okay too, and I don't see any bodies. See, there they come. There they come. It's time to clean the inside of the plexiglass. They're all in there. There should be 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Multiscomata. And this is supposed to be Gambusia with a certain Japan filter. But you see what's all the way across here, and that's Gambusia. They don't stay over there. I really need to get them all out of there and into one of those rack tanks. So, yep. Dan's fish. Got to head up to the annex to bag more fish. I'll back to LC in a bit. Dan, you don't know how to get tiny fry out of duckweed? Maybe he said something up above. No one seems to know. If they know, they're not spilling the beans. Your cat's coming next week, Amber. Awesome. Well, Sandy, you can have this one, I guess, since Maria put dibs on that other one, but this one's, you have to bring your sleeping bag. There's junk just everywhere in here. Got a bed frame and rails, a nightstand, lots of lamps and lots of antique pottery, a dresser, got a glass top table with the glass behind the door over here. So yeah, you could make it in here. Now Maria, yours is a little more sparsely decorated. That was my home office when I worked here for Blue Cross. So yeah, it's not the pulling it, Ed. I can pull it, no problem. But I want to see if there are fry in it, you know, from these rare and expensive rainbow fish. I don't want to be throwing fry out, well, really of any kind of thing. Hey, Priscilla. Yes, Priscilla is very talented, as is Pam, and as is Sarah. We have a lot of talent. Just need tanks and a bed. Well, there are no tanks. You have to bring some of those tanks that somebody hid in your garage, Maria. Oops. Hey, Colette, welcome. So I'm guessing we've got 10 minutes or less now. I never did see, yeah, I did. I saw those guys in there. I think I have 3 or 4 left. Having the algae on the inside's not helping, and the low light from overgrowth of plants. I didn't ever see the females. There's one up there. I see it. It's not looking real good. of focus, but it is there to the left of the heater. There were two in here, and I don't see bodies, so I hope they spawned. Colette, drop in a pellet and get them used to going down to it, then shake out the grass when they're eating. So I should be, when I'm feeding them, look. I know, Maria, I know. And see, you guys thought that Ed was just using that for his afro. You know, well, sorry, Ed, I spilled the beans, but you know, guys know Ed has an afro under that bandana. Man, oh man. You go out and come back and it looks like more of them. If I pull that out, they're gonna not be happy. There we go. There's the dwarf giraffe cat. So evidently they're wanting some more hidey places. That's supposed to be the back on that, so it's supposed to look like that. This is, I had a piece of styrofoam, and this is what I was trying to get home or stay home and do, is clean this up. So I didn't get to sweep or mop in here, but the night is young. That was a piece of styrofoam. Those are leaves when I was out in the pond. Working my way back to the pistos. I'm like Pam, this is one of my favorite tanks, and the long, long roots. I'm going to hate to move these guys out of here, but if they got along with rainbows, they could stay in here. Yeah, I'll try that, except the fish that are almost microscopic. Maybe I'll use my, whatever kind of eels. Jesus. Sometimes it's aggravating when you can't think of something like that. Vinegar eels. Whew. Maybe I'll use them and put them in with the duckweed and see what feeds out of there. I thinned these out as well, but I'm going to have to thin them some more. Still got the second drop of the little guppies. You can see them in the back there. There's one up there. I guess you can see them. They're a little bigger now. It's just the solid gold ones. Any of them that have color on their tails are my salmon skin, magenta, delta tails. What a name. Thank you, Anthony. So those are doing well. Need more light on this tank. These are the rainbows, some of them that I want to put in that 55. And I'm probably going to end up just putting a Brichardi over here, just doing a swap. Because I still haven't got the 20 I set up for those Brichardi, but I'm sure they'll like a 33 long just as well. That's the male elephant ear. Still haven't put any active filtration other than the plants in there, but those guys are doing well. I did come back, see I need to do it again. See the oil, the scummy protein. That's why you need a protein skimmer for some fish. And I got this tip from Corey a couple of years ago. A paper towel that has no scent or dye or anything in it. Just lay it on the top, leave it a minute, pull it up, and the oil's gone. Alright guys, Rob93 just went live. So I'm going to head over there in just a few minutes and check out what Rob's got going on. He always has a lot. Maria, I'll try to get over here and show you the pistos. But guys, head on over. Oops, I just ruined a video right there. That's okay. A members only video too. That's all right. There's Maria and Sandy and Pam and lots of talented fish in there. All right, a pistos. Where are you guys? Okay, mom's not home, so babies are always with mom. She always takes them with her, so. Where's mom? Haven't really looked in this tank except to turn the light on this morning and check the temp since last night. Big old Cory cat. The pisto is still going in the tube. There's lots of pistos in here, but they just like to hide, of course. And Maria, I don't see the mom. Unless she's moved them. Don't see her at all. Might be behind the pot back there, down behind the bottom. Don't know. Alright guys, I'm gonna call this because, yeah, there she is. There she is. I spooked her. She's right beside the heater. Somewhere back there. Okay, where's the rock? Here she is. Suction cup. Hey Deb. Maria, usually when she alerts like that or danger, they hit the deck, which is an instinctual thing with them, and I'm sure a lot of other fry. But I'm not seeing. Usually they'll come up by now. Sorry, Maria. Don't see them. At least I found mom. Okay, guys. Thanks for trying. There's Katie. Hey, Katie. Oops. Oh, guys, check this out. I'm really through streaming now, guys. So I'm just showing you. You know, I had this big, huge bed here, and I said that earlier. I got rid of that. Literally got rid of it, and got myself a little single bed. No headboard. Still got my Chihuahua steps. It's a leaf on the bottom of my shoe. But these guys are just having a party in here because Yazi's the only one so far that's willing to go up there. So the others are doing like their little doggy sleepover things. So they've got their beds and their little towels, and Daniel's half in a Chihuahua bed. He's got his feet all in it, but his butt won't fit. Poor babies. And they've still got their cone. Looks like somebody's used the pad. See, Milo went and got on that pillow. I always keep them pillows. And I did get me some extra pillows when I got this little frame. The frame was $39, and that's a very nice little frame. I love it. At Walmart, I could carry it. I put it together in 5 minutes, no tools. It'll go up to a king size. And I mean, I just love it. Love it, love it. I've got to get me some foam to go on top of it because I've been used to a water mattress. It's Corey Cat City. See you, Jason. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. The cat and my dog sleep with me and Josh every night. I kind of like this because, and Dharma, of course, the Haka is freaking out a little bit. She's in camo. Look at that. Now she's broke up her lines. Cool, cool. She doesn't do that very often. Usually she's scared or asleep. But yeah, they're right beside my bed now. I can lay there. I did this morning and looked over, did the remote light thing, all that good stuff. And there she comes around. She's missing Yazzie, who used to be right there, right beside there for a long time on the head of that old bed. God, I'm so glad that's gone. Look at all that space that opened up. I'm not going to put tanks there, but just saying. And I can see my TV now. It paused itself during the night, whatever that is. It pauses and says, do you want to keep watching? And it'll stay that way forever, I guess. But yeah, I just have like laying here in bed. Now I have a clear view of all the tanks. You can even look up here and almost see the barbs. Pretty cool stuff. I have, Katie, I have 4 dogs, down from 6 to 4. And that's one of the reasons I wanted rid of that bed. I'd had it for 20 years and just, having those dogs sleep in it and just took a toll on it. I just didn't, it wasn't nasty, but I just felt like I couldn't clean it properly and all that. Had already thrown away the box springs and mattress and was sleeping on an air mattress on it. Yazzie said, I ain't afraid of no bed. As long as my pop sleeps there, that's where I'm going to be. Right, Yazzie? Yep. Yazzie, you're biting something now, and you've been to the Ark and the vet, so we're going to have to check you out, boy. Have to get Ed's pip and check you out. Maybe this will be like a new thing. The dogs actually sleep in the floor. Daniel can't get up there on his own anymore. And Rico can't get up and down. I have to lift him, so I don't have him up there all the time. Alright, guys. Don't know what else to show you because I see this stuff every day. They'll probably hide. Yep, one more step. Those are the giant crevences. And that is a thing from Dan's Fish. And I was going to sell some of those. But I wanted, I got them to colony spawn. Dominant male and female. They all disappear. How about that? There's probably 70, 75 fish in that 29. It's got a hang on back. It's got just an air stone, and it's got a sponge. 50% water change once a week. See you, Gina. Tons of babies, and now the babies are as big as their dad. Oh, Colette, that's the Jack Dempsey's. That's Cobalt. Yeah, and I have given some of her babies away, and I've sold some of them. They're not babies now. They're big old fish. But her and Bo is the male. They've been showing a little inclination to spawn. I want to nip that in the bud. Most people would have fish food sitting around. Oh, here's some. Let's see if these guys will come out, but they definitely like them some meat in their diet. Some bug bites, something's. I hope Rob doesn't I doubt anybody that wanted to go to Rob's would stay here, so you could always come back if you're interested in this. Go on over to Rob's because this is his time. Do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. I'll be watching what I've missed over there. I have some kind of Danios in here, but I'm down to, they're old, I'm down to one, so I'll probably pull it out. Dithers, they were to provide some comfort for these fish. This is just spirulina, trying to entice some of them out. I know that wisteria needs to come in here. Look at all the, and these are some kind of panchaks, something killies from Dan's. But if you look closely, there are some big fish lurking up there. And they actually have babies, more babies, Maria. And I threw in a little wisteria and a plastic plant there to see if any of them would make it. And I've been crushing food. But actually all they really need is some more floating plants in there, because they really crank out some babies. Oh, golly. Stick my finger there. Nobody fell for the tip of my finger, imagine that. Alright guys, is anybody still in here? Hey Kent, welcome. I'm just rambling and was going to show a couple of fish, but past that now, so everybody's headed over to Rob 93. Technically his time, but I'll be headed there if I ever shut this down. Let's see what I've got. Got some barbs from Dan in here too. I think 6 line or 7 line or so many line. Got maybe 6 of those. They're usually in the back. Rainbow cichlids down there. I'm down to 1 male, and it's in the 180 in there, so I'm going to pick out my favorite female in here. It's the smallest, lightest one. She's over on the left, just because she's small. And try to, well, I'm sure they'll spawn immediately. That's another thing to go in a 10. Isn't she pretty on the left? It's colored up too. Dirty top. Wisteria growing out. I need to see if some of these killies would come out, as well as the see them back there by the sponge filter. Just can't see them because they're so dark, and dropped in some bug bites, so we'll see. There they go. Lots of reflection, huh? Some fast fish. I have one of the self-cloning crayfish in here, just one. And then I have some other adults and a bunch of babies that are growing. Let's see if I can get these crabenzas out, and then I think we should bid each other adieu. got it, Sandy. We got, what? We got the best still here, Bob. Oh, the best. Well, I definitely don't want to impact his stream. Not that I'm assuming I would, but I don't stream over anybody intentionally, so that's why I keep mentioning to new people that come in to head over there. I need to pull that Danny-O out, put him with some more Danny-O's. Danny-O's and rainbows. See all the fish through the bottom of that pot has no bottom in it, but they're just bent, and they're over to the side there stacked up. They're not going to come out for me. And I don't have anything thawed, so that's what they're wanting. They got flakes and pellets in there, but that ain't doing it for them. Guess they're not hungry, huh? LP lurking. Howdy. Maria said all she's got to do is eat dinner, so I've got to do that too, Maria. I only ate once today, and that's a no-no. My diabetic educator, who's also a dietitian, will be all over that. See you, Katie. She's gone. Well, Rob's not going to be upset, I'm sure. Just hope somebody doesn't say, Bob said he's going to still go. You know how people sometimes like to stir the pot. Thank you, Maria. Ed's going to take a nap. Ed, I don't think I officially asked you, but you're welcome to go to Nashville if you'd like to ride over there and see the ladies tomorrow. I told them I wanted to see a couple of stores, of course, Aquatic Critters and the reptile place beside it, and then one of their choice. Yeah, I'm going to, Maria. I'm starting to feel it. That's why I mentioned it. But yeah, Ed, if you're interested in going, I probably won't leave here till, or leave town till like 11. Told them I'd be over there 1, which is 2 our time, but 1 their time. Maria's, am I cheating on you? Oh, talking about meeting up with them. Maria, I would never cheat on you. Never, never, never. Just ask Sandy. No. I've known those guys a while. Any chance I can meet up with them. I was just in the mood to go somewhere. Probably not the best for me to sit all that time, but I can stop. Ed may have already gone, so if so, I'll message. And I did mention it though to you and James in Priscilla's stream. But now that I think about it, it wasn't like an outright invite. So I need to do that formally, I guess. Alice said, wow, just a little. Wiggle it just a little bit. I can't get any cooperation at all out of these fish. I see them peeking out of the log through the holes and around the ends, and they are skittish. Need to wipe down my top. Susie Q was showing how she does a tank, and I'm like, well, what is there to do? And then when I saw that, I realized, well, a few things I don't normally do, like wipe all the tops off, and as evidenced by Can't tempt any. There's a cabensis moving around, a little female. Yeah, I feed these fish late and they almost always get frozen, so that's why they're being like that. Those cribs killed their plecos, and a couple of bristlenose in there. No, it doesn't get as cold here, Pam, as it used to at all. Or turkey, no, it shakes the camera, and then I get comments about shaky camera. Not intelligent enough to set it down and twerk. That was a big back in the day. Wiggle it just a little bit. I could have had a singing career, and y'all can tell by that, but I stuck with nursing. Look at that. Who's the sweetest? Pam's on here, Yazzie. You'll be seeing Pam later on if she streams. Possible to see the birds. Yeah, the drape that fell, and I've not been able to, or I haven't risked climbing up to put it back up, is still sitting over their cage. But yeah, they're right here. They often go down and watch the fish in that tank, and I make sure they can see around that. In other words, it's just a thin, I don't want to use the word, they can see, it's not blocking their view to this tank. So, and then they have a real good view out that window. With Winston's departure, and look what I found, guys. I was cleaning out a closet. I found some more little speakers. So I may try to hook them up if I get really ambitious and see if they'll work on this. I must have upgraded and just saved these, so I'm going to see if I can get them working. But yeah, there's the birds. I forgot what we were doing. They're no tamer than they were the day I got them. When I feed them and water them, they still fly all over the place. Yeah, Yazzie pooped twice in the ark, Pam, and he peed twice at least. We found 2 places. Brought a bunch of the plants in. I don't know how long they'll last here, but a couple of them I just didn't let the frost get them yet. Somewhere here. There's one. And that's all going in Nelson's. Well, some of it might go in Sandy's habitat, but definitely Nelson's because it's very humid. It's supposed to be humid. I need to see what y'all are talking about. We used to have it in the teens and single digits here in Tennessee all the time. Another old person used to. Oh, you don't know how hard it was. But no, we used to get like a foot of snow, 14 inches of snow all the time. People had to put the chains on their tires and, I mean, all that stuff back when I was a kid, early, middle 60s. And we had sleds. People would laugh their ass off now if you had a sled, you know. And we had those big, bulky snowsuits. And we would go out and play in the snow, you know, for a couple of hours. You know, you stayed warm and loved to sled and all that, build snowmen and stuff. We never get snow here now. If we do, we might get a half an inch. Haven't seen an inch of snow in probably 5 years. I remember like 7 or 8 years ago, it snowed 8 inches, 9 inches, and it was cold. And thank God we had a good team on that day. We have a good team every day now, but back then it was catch as catch can kind of, but we had a real good Yazzie's girlfriend. Yep. Yazzie's old girlfriend, Casey, she put vet school ahead of him and went away to vet school, didn't she? Have lots of old pictures from the dogs. The chihuahuas would disappear, you know, down in the snow. Of course, we got all the hate comments and all that, you know. Whatever you do, it's the wrong thing. But we were bringing them in and drying their feet and warming them up and all that. But, you know, when dogs are used to going out, I still sled with my nieces and nephews. They think I'm crazy. Not far off, Maria. Yeah, but you get snow. We don't even get the chance, Maria. I don't know that I would. I mean, I might ride a big sled with people. My nephew, great nephew, that came and finished digging the grave and putting Winston in it for me the other night. Maybe Monday. Yeah. They have a farm, and it's got a really nice slope on it out behind the house that runs down to a couple of creeks. And in fact, for one of their birthdays, Aiden, I think he turned 9 or 10 or 11. Anyway, the youngest one, the little brother, he had a lot of kids over his size, and they did all kinds of stuff. They had an awesome party. And his dad's awesome, and mom, my niece, of course. All kinds of games and activities, and it's probably the way all the kids' birthday parties are now. But I went, and I stayed masked, I think, the whole time because I didn't know, those kids. But they built like a water slide kind of thing, but it was like 100-yard, maybe longer, all down the hill, and it had a hose on it, and going down and they could run and slide down that slide. And out in the country when you're a kid, stuff like that's a big, it's fun for anybody. I couldn't get my sister to go down it, but one of the dogs kept going down it, one of their dogs. It was funny. But anyway, God, all the way back around to, if they have snow and they have sleds over there this year, they're a little bit further north of me, and they are in the mountains at the foothills. I'm at 30 minutes away from the mountains, so I'm going to be over there sledding with them. I refuse to acknowledge it, Alice. I had a mental breakdown last turn because I realized I'm now an adult and do an act like one. Oh, no, you don't. I'm going to be 65 in a couple of weeks, and I haven't started yet, so. Yeah, I think I mentioned before, Maria, about the 2930 thing. My mother was visiting in Florida when I lived in Jacksonville. I was there 16 years, and I said, I can't believe it's been 30 years, and, next time I see you, I'll be 30 and all that. A 7-hour drive, distance. And she said, Bobby Lynn, you won't be 30, you'll be 29. I'm like, no, do the math. And she's like, you do the math. And she was right. So I was like, yay, I got a whole nother year. So turning 30 wasn't too bad. Maria's so sorry about what? Well, thank you, Maria. I'm not sure what I was talking about. That always tickles me about John and Lisa, because John will say kaboom, and I'll say kaboom in Super Chat. And then 35 minutes later, he'll say kaboom. Well, I don't know what that's about. And I'm like, check them Super Chats every hour or so, John is so much fun to tease and cut up with, and he takes it so well. He has such a great sense of humor, and that is a channel that I mod with Candy. She's the head mod, of course, and there's several of us on there, but I love modding there. What else am I there? Am I a member? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I am. Oh, about Winston. Yeah, you can tell I can't really talk about it yet, but somebody told me today it would just take time, and I knew that they had never had a pet. I think that's almost as bad as like someone telling Pam that her art looks like a picture. Yeah, time won't change it. It doesn't change it. Forever 29. Wouldn't that be something? All right, Alice, did you see the birds enough? The male is on the swing, and the female's back there. At least according to their There's a name for that above their beaks. There's actually a name for that. But they looked like a pair, and they were sold to me as a pair, but too young to mate. And I know I've had these birds 6 months, maybe longer. Yeah, they're good kids. They are. And I spoil them like the fish. They get treats and stuff all the time. I love to hang the millet, and then they have a special treat that hangs in there in a plastic thing, and they love to tear into that. So, I mean, a plastic frame, not plastic. Yeah, Toby, I could start crying right now just talking about him and how sudden, and it doesn't take no time. You don't get used to it. So if you expect that, you're going to be disappointed. Yep. Yep. Talking about craziness. This girl here ain't right. I remember when Haley was a little bitty channel and nobody had heard of her. I hadn't heard of her, and she hooked up with Lucas, and so I thought, well, I better be following her. And I've modded for her since then, I guess. Still a moderator on her channel. If you guys don't know, shameless plug time, she and I share a Sunday night time slot. And because I didn't go this Sunday, I asked her if she would like to do it, and she was kind enough to do it. And I was in the stream and even participated a little bit, but to be live doing the talking, nope, couldn't do that Sunday. And she had to miss the Sunday before because of other things going on, like me. So she kind of got to make hers up. But now she'll be next week too, so because that's hers. So I will not be on there this Sunday, but I'll be on there modding for her for sure. Just senior. Yep, same Alice. I'm actually feeding two different grades or types of food right now. Yazzie and Milo get one, and Rico and Daniel get the old dog food. I never show my Milo on here hardly at all. I want to start taking him more places with me and stuff because he loves to go, but a certain somebody doesn't allow that. He wants to go every time. I didn't put a pillowcase on. That's their pillow, by the way, not mine. And yes, it can go on the foot of my bed, no problem. I kiss on their ears and hold them, and so if their pillow's on my bed, it's not going to kill anybody, But I didn't put a pillowcase on it. I just realized. There's Milo. Milo used to actually be the same size as Yazzie. True story. Yazzie. There he goes back up. He's a smart boy. Yep. He can be close that way, right? Put a foot. Oh. Let's get that old tag back off of him. I think Milo's asleep. Milo. Yep, he's asleep with his little fat tail. Milo. There he is. Milo. Yazzie said, hey, Milo. There's Rico. Be 19 in April. Yep. Alright, guys, I'm going to head on over to Rob. Give the stink eye right back, Maria. Yeah, I'm out of here too, Maria, so blame it on me. It's always my fault anyway, so. Amy. Yeah, I know. Amy. I'll never get over that either. Nathan is a special friend, and I'm really, really glad that I can have Sandy here. He's messaging me things about the store, so let me, while I can get his attention. Yeah, Amy. I'm every day, of course, I think of Nathan, and it's usually when I'm turning on Sandy's light and turning off Sandy's light, and many times about fish or things he said. Ed's sending me fish pictures, so I'm out of here. You know I can't resist that. See you feed a lot of frozen foods. Do you hatch brine shrimp? No, Darlene, I don't. I have in the past. I used to breed angelfish. Oh, God. Been here 20 years, so probably 30 years ago. It was when I was in Florida and hadn't been there too long. So probably 30 years ago. And I had a 55, and that was a time that I only had one tank. Now I had other small things that I used as tanks, you know, for the frying stuff. But they're pretty easy to hatch. I mean, even back then it wasn't rocket science, and I'm sure the methods have improved, or say they've improved now, but they definitely benefit from it. So Dharma is being so weird. I'm going to get it. He got 4 pair of the red swordtails at the local fish store, and he knew I was going to get those. Dharma's got her camo on back there. She's the same color as the rocks and the algae. I see you. All right, guys. Maria, blame it all on me. If he's ever listened to the stream, he knows that I never shut up. So thank you, guys. Appreciate you hanging out longer. Guess I needed to hang out a while, huh? Hey, Eric. Howdy, howdy. Anthony made it back. And I'm not supposed to be on here. I've sent everybody. You know, Rob 93, Anthony is on right now, and I'm just stayed on. I guess I needed to be on a little longer, so never would scream over somebody, you know, to be mean or anything. You giving him the stink eye back? You'll be fine with it, Darlene. You will be absolutely fine with it. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Darlene. Just an old man rambling, showing a fish every now and then. The bar is very low. So, thank you, Anthony. Colette, thank you very much. Yep, I'm headed there now, Mom. Maria. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Super Chatters, and thank you, donors to the art, because I see that we've got 2 in the last hour or so donations there, so that's awesome. And thank you, moderators, because you actually keep the stream going, except for the greetings and highlighted stuff. I'm usually too caught up in jabbering, so see you guys next Wednesday. Oh, by the way, one more quick thing. By the way, there's only one person left here. By the way, Moments of Melancholia is part of a line that says, Madam has moments of melancholia. And it was from a movie made in 1955, the year I was born, called Sunset Boulevard. And Madam is Gloria Swanson, an aging silent screen star, which in real life she was at that time. And her butler, aka ex-husband in the movie and in real life, Max von Sydow, had been a director of hers, and then her husband, and then came to work for her later. But untrue to her real life, at the end she loses it and, you know, thinks that she's still in that golden age in the silent movie. She was a huge silent screen star, Gloria Swanson. And quite the looker, even up into her 80s. I imagine by now she's dead, but somebody came to investigate something at her house. I won't give that away in case anybody likes to watch the old movies or wants to watch it again. Sunset Boulevard. But the person that's investigating it, her mansion along just her house is really bizarre, worth watching the movie. But all the locks are taken off all the doors. And the person looks back at Max von Sydow, that's her butler, and Max says, Madam has moments of melancholia. So what I was going to do, if somebody looked that up and said what it was, I was going to do a giveaway. But they didn't. So, Maria, see? And I'm thinking about doing something like Big Al's, or, just to get people looking at some of these other places. Dan's, Corey, everybody, we have some awesome, but, there are other places also that, have things we can't find other places. But Big Al's is one. It's Canadian based, but they ship here, trust me. And they do have stores here, so. Yes, she did, Maria. I forgot that. Yeah, I hadn't seen that movie in a long, long time. I'm going to see if I can find it on YouTube movies. Yep. Well, Jeffrey, I don't know because I can't get off of my stream. I won't shut up long enough, but I think it's working okay. Oh, yeah. It was, I didn't see it the year I was born. It was probably put out before I was born, since I was born in November, but it's always one that runs in reruns and in classic movies, and lots of things in it were groundbreaking. William Holden was Hollywood Golden Boy then. He's been dead for 30 years, I guess, from old age now. So it's just a great movie. Thank you guys again. Thank you. As Lucas says, thank you. And I appreciate you. I probably would ramble if you weren't here, but oh, look back there. Peeping out. But it sure makes it a lot nicer having you here. Good night, guys. See you Wednesday.